Time to fix that. So, no humans yet. Okay, we are waiting for humans. There will be humans.
Hello, my beautiful watchers.
Oops, I accidentally opened. Why did this happen? I was not trying. Why does this open? Oh, whatever. Sorry, I was not trying to rip off my favorite booktuber. Let's see. I need to share the info. So, humans. Now, hi Randy! We run it back! Yes! The human condition is not over! Oh dear! Oh gosh! Oh dear! Oh gosh! I'm glad to have you around. So, we have one person. That is okay. It's my favorite person. That makes him count 20-fold. So I can count this like being 20 people. So we're starting. Also, there's another reason I can start like right now, but we'll get to that. First, I need to move you over here. Good. And I am going to game. And I am starting game in window mode. There we go, this works. This is a work of fiction. Any appearing persons, organizations, okay, whatever. It's a work of fiction, disclaimer. Here's the intro screen. And here's the Coke I will be drinking. Also, behold, I am back in my own room. We are living life. Wait. Hi, Pink Sheep. Okay, I am noticing there is no audio. Why are you not doing your thing, audio? We will fix you. I do not like it when you do this, audio. Might be because I wasn't using headphones the last time I streamed. There we go. Now we have music. Of course, Randy noticed that the music isn't there. Randy really loved the music last time. So, ever since the last time we did this, I've gotten feedback on my report on the last time I did this. Because I did end up writing a report because due to accidentally going like in so much further than I was supposed to, I didn't feel confident in just cutting together stuff from the video to make it work. So this time we're gonna be doing things a little bit differently. The feedback was good. I didn't have any trouble, and there has been some really spirited discussion about the game on the forums for my university class, which I'm doing this for. And because of this, I think we're gonna do this a little bit different today. So, point number 1, we're gonna be starting over, not the entire game, but like from the point where I actually was supposed to stop last time. We won't focus too much on the parts that we're redoing. We're just like doing them again, firstly as a recap, and secondly because after we got to the point where we have to stop today, and I'm making sure that I got the stopping point. Like let me just check right now again. I'm putting it up so I can't get it wrong. We're using Moodle, so I'm putting Moodle up, and let's see what the exact line is where we need to stop. So the last line for what we need to read today is... Okay, the last line, and I hope I'm translating this correctly without context, but the last line we're going to read today is, that is because her emotions were created specifically to bring out the emotions of others. Like, or something like this. So when we get to that point, a chapter should end, and that is also as far as we should go, and then we need to stop. And the moment we are that far in, we should immediately, I want to do like a recap. Like, I want to immediately like just go and start and talk to you guys about what we've just experienced, analyze it, all the stuff that I'm supposed to do a report on. Then afterwards I can cut out that specific clip and hand that in. That might help. Wendy in the chat, that is specific enough that it should be easy to remember. I do hope so. So yeah, we'll start, and thankfully the load has actually like a start. God, I need to stop accidentally opening the incorrect window. Yeah, I think it should be Tabi no Hachimari, so this chapter. Tabi no Hachimari should be where we should go on, because yeah, oh yeah, I rushed through the first 2 chapters again to do the report, so that's why we have like more saves here. But those saves, I'm glad that this thing auto-saves between chapters, but even so, it's kind of weird to see them all here. Anyway, hi Mary! Pink Sheep. Might just be me, but I like watching the Puyo streams more. That's okay, but I can't always stream the same thing. I'm glad you do like the Puyo streams though. Anyway, beginning of the journey. So yeah, we are redoing like some parts, but this time it will be faster because this time I actually know what everything says, so it should go pretty fast. And now back to the present. We are at my location, 400 kilometers west of the town. And before my eyes, there is the android I was supposed to recover. Hello? Her fragile outside appearance. She had a fragile outside appearance and an incredibly adorable voice. Yeah. I was so taken aback by her that I just opened my mouth like an idiot and spouted the first thing that came to me. Hi, Dupin. Hey, big guy. Are you human? Yeah. Are you the person I belong to? I have to worry about identification. So I can't just simply answer this question. If I do something unthought, I might accidentally cause a failed identification, and she might lock up forever, which would cause us big trouble. How can I make her recognize me as her user? It's nice to meet you, but I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? Because I can't become your belonging. I thought so. Alright, what sort of identification do you require of me? Identification? Wait, what? Look, even if you were the person that I belonged to, I wouldn't be able to stay with you. I have to go. You have to go? So that means that she might recognize me as a user. Even though she didn't even check my identification yet. What does this mean? So, I'm an android, right? Yes, you are. So, what's my name? Who knows? They might have given you one, or they might not have. Then I might not have a name? She seemed very disappointed. Was this really programmed into her? It seemed awfully natural of a reaction. This must have been done by a very skilled engineer. You might have a model number. A model number? Actual, a unit name, not a model number, a unit name. If we find your manual, we might be able to at least find out the name of your model. The name of my model? She got even more upset. For a machine without any emotions that is just playing the part of a human. Oh wait, this is a little different. Wait, hang on. I know that we went through this before, but I want to make it extra good. Japan? Okay. A machine pretending to have human emotions. I am not very amused by that charade. I wonder if they programmed her this way specifically to drag down her user. There have been a lot of machines built in the past that have specifically tried to evoke negative reactions from their users in order to evoke sympathies and the likes. So you understand that you're an android, right? I know. But I don't want to be. She doesn't want to be? What else do you understand? Well, I'm an android, and I don't know. I don't know anything except for that. So she was even only programmed with the most basic of knowledge. She doesn't even know her own model name. I was looking for the manual, but I found nothing that looked like it could be it. There wasn't any sort of storage medium that could have had the data saved on it either. Hang on. I want to make sure that I get this right. Okay. Ah, I see this. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I think I am your owner. I guess. Beach and chat. I'm sure she's fine. Oh dear. Yeah, you are? Are you? I don't know. No, it's completely right. I am Jude. When it comes to age, then she definitely was not wrong in calling me a big guy. Much more importantly, though, she has recognized me as her owner. She didn't even do any identity checks. She doesn't seem to have any sort of checks built in fact. In other words, this machine can be used by anybody who tries to. What does this mean? Did the creator really just allow that? It is such an inexpensive machine. How naive must you be to not build any security into her? I can't understand the ancient humans. So, where's that place that you wanted to go? A place where I can become human. What? I have to become human. You want to be human? Is that some kind of objective that was input into you? Maybe? Androids can't become human. But I have to become human. I just have to. Well, there's technology that is able to replace lost limbs with other organic tissue. Well, I suppose we could just use these artificial but organic limbs to replace your pieces bit by bit until you're fully organic. I suppose that would be possible. No, that's not what I mean. I want to become human in a more substantial way. Human, you say? Who in their right mind would input an objective like this into an android intentionally? I can't even begin to grasp what the creator was trying to do with this android. So, anyway, how are you planning to become human anyway? She shook her head. Ah, obviously. She doesn't even know herself how to. Maybe this is a damaged unit. But if she is, even if she is, I could perhaps use these desires of her to make it easier to transport her. Do you know why you want to become human? Do you have no idea? The android fell quiet for a bit and thought about it.
われるの。多分。
If I become human, then everyone will be saved. I think.
人間ね。
Human, huh? The little android girl turned her head to face only me. Her eyes shone like stars, lit up by the faint light of an indicator lamp that was hidden behind them in a faint blue. For looked from the outside, she seemed entirely like human. Wait, just a moment. Oh, but the way her little hands were balled to fists was a little clumsy. Hi, Ilu! Her expression... Gamata ko kawaranai shi keikai. I couldn't see anything unusual on her, and she also didn't seem to have the knowledge expected of a to be input into a machine like her. But she was apparently a machine that was only programmed to play the role of a human, nothing else. So, if let's say you become human, how would that help people? I don't know. You don't even know that? Yeah. This program made no sense to me. It wants to become human and keeps insisting on this goal. But it doesn't fulfill any purpose aside from that. Whoever programmed this I can't make any sense of what the programmer behind it must have been thinking. Whatever. Don't mind that now. Much more importantly, back to my work. Turning a machine into a human is going to be very difficult. Yeah, I guess so. But I do have somebody in mind for whom it might be possible to do that. Really? I have business with that person, so I'm going to be meeting him very soon. So if you come and follow me, you might... I'm coming with you! Oh, I see. Well, yeah, that makes things very easy. Thank you. Cool in the chat. I'm amused by how he's constantly just frustrated by what the person making this android was thinking. 0 out of 10 deciding I could do better. Yeah, pretty much. Are you sure that you don't want to ask me any more questions? I mean, I might be lying at you. Oh, you might be? She doesn't even have a security program installed?
いや、嘘はついていない。
No, I'm not
俺
lying.
についてくるなら紹介してやれ。
Come with me and I will introduce you to him.
人間になれるかどうかは保証できん。
I mean, I can't prove to you whether he is able or not to turn you into a human, but
それでもいい。
I don't care about
なん
that.
とかして人間にならない。
If there is a chance, then I want to at least try to become human that way.
ならないと。
And if you don't,
やばい。
bad things would happen.
他に利用規約の確認とかはないんだな。
Are you sure that there isn't any other sort of security identification checks that we have to go through before we can do this?
利用規約？
Security?
よくわからない。
I don't know what you're talking about.
人間になれればそれでいい。
I just have to become human. That's all it takes.
そう。
Randy in the chat, you're bi. Yes, you're bi. I see. This is all very confusing, but at least I will be able to transport her much more easily now. I'll have a lot of questions to the old man after we're done here.
長旅になるがいいんだな。
This journey might be very long. Are you ready for that?
後で文句を言われて。
I don't want to hear any complaints later.
大丈夫。
I'm fine.
軽いな。まあいいが。
That is not very convincing. Oh, whatever. As long as she is able to walk of her own volition, it will be so much easier to get out of here.
よし、早速出発するから準備してくれ。
Alright, then we'll embark soon. Let's prepare yourself,
お前のことはなんと。
so what should I call you?
名前ない。
I don't have a name, right? Right.
適当でいい。今つけてくれ。
It doesn't matter. Let's just keep it simple and give you one now.
自分でつけたくない。
What? But I don't want to give myself a name.
どうしてだ。
Why?
人につけてもらいたいって思うから？
Because I want somebody else to give me a name, I guess?
俺にということか。
You mean me? I'm supposed to name you?
うん。
Yeah.
それが親の義務。
I mean, you are kind of my dad and all, so it's your responsibility.
俺はお前の親じゃない。
I'm not your dad! I ended up shouting without meaning to. The android stared at me intently.
持ち主は親じゃないの？
You own me, but you're not my dad?
どういう理屈だ。
Are you questioning me now?
そうなんだ。
Hang on. I guess you're right. When in the chat, we reached the naming arc. Yeah, this time it's going to go a little faster, I promise. I let myself get emotional. I let myself get emotional at a machine. That isn't like me.
じゃあ、私の親はどこ？
Then where's my dad or my mom?
知らんが、多分とっくの昔に死んでるだろうよ。
I have no idea, but they've probably died a long time ago. Died? The little android girl was making a strange, puzzled face at me. She seemed a lot more expressive now than before. I wonder if she's learning. Has she been observing me and is mimicking my mannerisms now?
あなたのお名前は？
So, what's your name?
俺はジュードだ。
I am Jude.
じゃあ私もそれでいい。
Alright, then that's fine for me too.
は？
Huh?
ジュードって呼んで。
You can call me Jude. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. I accidentally right-clicked.
そんな話があるか。
As if! She seems to have been equipped with basic knowledge and language information, but how she connects the dots is completely all over the place.
ダメなの？
So I can't be?
紛らわしい。そもそも男の名前だ。
Obviously, it's going to be confusing. Also, Jude is a boy's name.
仕方ない。
Alright, you leave me no choice. I'm going to name you. Hi, Emmy! Yeah, this is a visual novel. I hope you're prepared.
本当？
Really? Her face lit up at once. This is so complex that I keep catching myself forgetting that this is just a program.
お前の名は。
You are, I mean, I may be an Arena fan, but I preferred the manga. Her eyes were piercing with expectations.
ロイドだ。アンドロイドのロイド。こいつでいいだ。
Oh yeah, this part. Your name is Lloyd, from Android. So that should make sense.
俺も男性名よりだが。
Alright, I will admit, I ended up giving you a boy's name too. But I don't think that it makes much of a difference, at least as long as we keep it simple and basic.
機械であるお前にとって合理性こそが重要だろう。
After all, you are a machine. Things need to make sense and be logical for you.
じゃあ行くぞ、ロイド。
Now, let us go, Lloyd.
待って。
Wait,
なんだ。
why?
できれば他の名前がいいかな。
Can you please pick another name?
合理性が不足か。
Is it not logical enough?
合理性はどうでもよくて。
I don't really care if it's logical.
ならどういうのがいいんだ。
Then what do you want of me?
かわいいやつ。
I want a cute name.
なんだ。好みはプリセットされてたんじゃないか。どうして最初に言わなかった。
So you have preset preferences? Why didn't you tell me that right from the beginning?
プリセットというのはよくわか
I don't know what you mean by preset.
今じわっと湧いてきた。
I just was thinking about it right now. That I want my name to sound cute.
面倒な機械だな。
Ah, you're such an annoying machine. I took out my information device, my information terminal, and called up the dictionary app, selecting the name dictionary. I downloaded it onto this because I thought that it might come in handy eventually, but this is the first time I actually use it. I turned the terminal around and showed her the results from the first page.
女の名前一覧だそうだ。好きなものを選べ。
This is a list of some of the most popular women's names. Pick one.
いや、
No!
そういうのが一番嫌というか。フル。
I think that is the last thing I want, actually.
何が来る。
You think?
精神的なものが。
It's just a feeling. I wanted to make me feel things. It is almost like talking to a real woman. just as annoying.
どうしても俺につけろというわけか。
So you absolutely want me to give you a name, right?
それが一番丸い。
Yes, I think that would feel right. Feel the most right. Wait, I need to try. I'm trying to rush through this, but so we don't stick to the things that we already had, but okay, I think I get what this is supposed to mean. Hang on. Calling a human-shaped doll, a mechanical doll, by a human name makes me feel things that I don't even want to describe. I think the idea is disgusting. But oh well, if this is what I have to do in order to get her out of here and with me, then so be it. It's easy enough. Why do I accidentally keep clicking? I'll just go along with whatever strange whims the creator of this android had.
Phobia というのはどうだ?
How about phobia?
少し女性的になった気がする。
That sounds a little bit more like a girl's name, but... Oh, she caught on quickly. It's a word that means fear. You put it on the end of other words to name certain kinds of fears. For example, the fear of heights would be acrophobia. Or the irrational high fear of dying would be necrophobia. Because she is so deep in the uncanny valley for my taste, I was planning on giving her a name that reflects the irony of it all to me. So yeah, he finds her really, really creepy. He finds her extremely creepy. Randy chat, I forgot that line. The fact that he thought a name dictionary might be useful with the world as it is odd. Maybe, but we don't know. Like, maybe sometimes he has missions that involve, like, people with amnesia. I don't know. Randy chat, I wonder if he actually wanted a pet of sorts. Oh, he might. Yeah, doggy. Doggo. But yeah, I find it interesting just how creepy he thinks she is. Like, he's completely creeped out that somebody would build something like this. Oh, I think it is pretty cute. Don't you agree?
他のがいい。
No, pick another.
お前贅沢だな。
Well, you're certainly, well, picky, aren't we?
一生に一度のことだからちゃんとしたのが欲しい。
You only get named by somebody else once in your life, usually. I want it to be done correctly.
うるさいやつだな。
You are very annoying, you know that? This is a waste of my time. I'm just being dragged along with the whims of whoever created the plans to this machine.
フィリアだ。これなら文句ないだろう。
Ha, Philia. Do you have any problems with the name Philia?
それは
That's...
愛するという意味だ。
It means beloved.
古い神話でこんな名前の女神もいたはずだ。
There are even some old myths in which a goddess was named this.
あれは素敵。
That is wonderful!
満足か？
Are you satisfied?
どんな女神だったの？
What kind of goddess was she?
さあな、自分で調べてくれ。
Who knows? You can look it up later yourself if you want.
うん、調べる。
Yeah, I'll look it up. Incorrect second check. Creepy and annoying all at the same time. Amazing. Randy in the chat. I can sort of understand she might be cuter and more human-like in universe than someone like Sophia. Her name is Philia. Philia. But when you can't forget... But you can't forget that they are machines. It can feel quite scary. That's true. The little android girl, Philia, slowly began to raise her body and sit up.
動けそうか？
Can you move?
うん、やっと動けるようになったみたい。重度についてける。
Yeah. It looks like I finally can move. I'm coming with you, Jude.
最終確認だが、本当にいいんだな。
Randy in the chat. No, Nani. I know. I mean Sophia, an android that exists in real life. Oh, that is interesting. That is interesting. Please explain. Plamora Prison. This guy and the God of Death have the same naming sense. Which God of Death? Stupid in the chat. I guess we are used to it because so many stories are using this trope. Yeah, but it's interesting that he points it out. So this is your final check, isn't this? This is... Oh, wait, no. I'm checking one last time, but are you absolutely sure about this?
いいとは？
What do you mean, absolutely sure?
認証をしなくてもいいのかってこと。
I haven't even identified myself. If that's alright with you. But you do know that I am not the original user you were designated for, right?
重度の言ってること、よくわからない。
I have no idea what you're talking about, Jude. No person okay. No person recognition system or any sort of identification system seems to be running. I can't see any sort of ports on her hardware either. She seems to be a closed system. Anybody could just convince her to come with them if they tried to.
お前は全くセキュアじゃない。
You are extremely insecure.
どういう意味？
What does that mean?
無防備すぎだ。
It means that you're completely helpless. Huh?
いいさ、旅支度を頼む。オプション装備も生成されているようだぞ。
Anyway, I will rely on you to be Anyway, let's get ready for the journey. There seems to be some optional equipment for you prepared here. In the sub-tank of the capsule. From the sub-tank of the capsule, I collected what seemed to be clothes and shoes. And pointed at them.
ぴったり。
They fit perfectly!
なんだその頭の飾りは。
What is the deal with that huge brooch on your head?
一緒に置いてあったからつけた。
It was in there, so I decided to put it on. Isn't it cute? Wait, let me just check. By the way, you can tweet screenshots of this game. Just it has a tweet function. This thing has a tweet function. I just want to point that out. I think it's cute. It's a hair clip in the shape of a flower. Apparently the creator of this mechanical doll really wanted to equip it with accessories.
まあいい。地上に行くぞ。ついてこい、フィリア。
Anyway, let's go back to the surface. Come with me, Philia. Yeah! By the way, the word philia doesn't only have positive meanings. Just like phobia, it can be used to indicate, to create new words by adding them to other words. Depending on the nuance that results, there are a lot of ways it can mean something that is not all that positive. Necrophilia, for example, would be a preference for dead bodies. And of course, there's also the word pedophilia. Oh, I shouldn't have. Please, YouTube, I'm just reading a book. Do not. Please do not cancel me. Do not turn me off. So yeah, he's pointing out that like he gave her a name that can mean creepy things if you use it the right way. Depending on how you use it, it can mean an excessive love for some, or excessive attachment to something that doesn't deserve it. For example, creating a machine that is this close to human and finding it necessary to doing it. So yeah, he's just like completely trolling on Philia by giving her this name. He's just like, you are creepy, I'm giving you a creepy name. Randy in the chat, let me LMAO try the tweet function. Why did I say I want this brush or something? Incorrect, Zach. That was bound to come up since it's a popular term to use with that root word. It was, but I find it really interesting that everything like this is a robot girl and she nobody like in Persona 3 it very briefly comes up that it is actually weird that Aegis is in the shape of a girl. But nobody thinks that it is creepy, or that it makes her weird, or that it makes her uncomfortable or something. Meanwhile, this game goes like all out with it, and like points out that he thinks that this is just not right. That whoever made this 12-year-old android girl, android girl who looks like a 12-year-old, must have had some, you know, motivations. So it is interesting that this comes up. When in the chat, Sophia is an android made by Hong Kong company, I believe. It emulates over 60 facial expressions and it can speak, allegedly using deep learning software to adapt to people's speech. You can, of course, still tell it's all artificial as she is currently, but it crosses into deep and it's not coherent sometimes. Yeah, but we're going there. Plamora Prism, Sen. Oh yeah, right. Sen also used the word philia to name Ray. That's interesting. Second in chat. Oh wow, you're right about that. Am I not always right? Randy in chat, he's probably very jaded and that's just the first kind of stuff that comes to mind. It's an oof still, but yeah. But it's also interesting because this is a sci-fi story and sci-fi stories like to deconstruct. So I wonder where this will lead us. a machine like this one would just be causing chaos and confusion in the sort of world that we live in. So, well, in our world. So, like, what he's saying is, like, we don't need a machine that is this human-like. It is just going to cause problems. Why did you make this? Interesting. Hang on. I'm trying to look up a word again. Ah, I see. Oh dear, oh dear. A machine like this might trigger a lot of societal problems. See you later, Elu! With machines like these developed, there would have probably eventually have been court decisions that would have outlawed something like this or have heavily regulated it. For example, this might have resulted in there being laws made that androids are not allowed to be created in a way that makes them easily confused for humans. If that really did happen, that would make philia, make philia illegal contraband. Maybe the person who created her was somebody who wanted to create machines as close to humans, even if it meant breaking the law. Rainy chat. It has to be something like, in order to be human, she has to make connections, and people to whom you're most open to connections would be the ones that look either harmless and that you feel protective towards. That'll be my guess for now. Also, yeah, in universe, definitely. But I was talking about, like, the author's intentions make me interesting to me. Randy, illegal. I see. In joke has been received. Let's continue. She made her. Okay, I need to translate this word. Yeah, it is a book club. I have to consider all these things. Hang on. Also, by the way, you guys do know that the cabbage outlived Liz Truss. I find it very interesting. Sorry for suddenly talking about politics, but I am fascinated by the Liz Truss cabbage. It's amazing. Like, apparently one newspaper put up, like, a cabbage on a table and filmed it, like live streamed it, and said, we want to wanna bet if this cabbage lasts longer than Liz Truss lasts in office. And the cabbage won. The cabbage won. Okay. So, a hair clip to imitate humans. A hair clip to be loved by humans. Huh. That is definitely excessive affection. I finally found the word again, affection. In all honesty, I think the name philia is much scarier than phobia. Whew, we got out of the lab! Finally, we reached the outside world. The amount of light that came in on us was dazzling. And we had nothing, and I had nothing to protect my eyes with. My eyes couldn't shield themselves from it. But the eyes of my little machine, Philia, were wide open. Catching the light in her hands, in one of her hands, she laid her eyes on the outside world for the first time, and they wandered over it. There were some dried up trees close by, and the flowers and grass nearby were rustling. Incorrect second chat. I find it funny how Philia is designed to look cute and conventionally pretty to the audience, yet comes off as uncanny to the MC in universe. Yeah, I think so too. I think this is fascinating. Is this the world? Yes, it is. It's the deer! Bro, the deer is back! Obey! Deer is here again! Out of the thicket came sprung a deer. Out of the thicket a wild animal came sprung. Huh? She hid behind my back. Oh, come on. You have to be kidding me. I know by now that she is a very complicated machine. But did they really have to even imitate human fear? It's a monster! It's a deer. It eats grass. It won't hurt you. Oh, really? Shivering, she came out from behind me. The deer turned towards us and looked at us quizzically. When Philia tried approaching it a little, it launched itself up into the air and sprung back into the forest. Ah! She stood there as if she had been shot at just now. It left. Well, I'm not going to sympathize with this program. I don't care how complicated it was to create. Something like this should never have been put into a machine. I really don't want to keep looking at a machine that pretends to have emotions. I was thinking about that really strongly. When something began to occur to me. Oh wait, no, I got something wrong. Let me check this again. If I think about it too much, I might end up being deceived. Okay, that's better. Alright, this area should be safe. I selected a route and ascertained the materials in the way. Once I've finished all my preparations, I equipped my equipment. Yeah, I remember having trouble with this last time too. I got myself equipped. However, when I turned around, I found to look at Philia, I found her sitting in front of the equipment that I had prepared for her, staring at it quizzically. Didn't they even program this knowledge into you?
これ何の道具？
So what are these tools for?
俺の予備機だ。
This is the survival equipment I use out here.
他人が使えないよう厳重にロックしてあるが、お前なら楽勝で突破できるだろう。不正侵入してくれていいから、制御下において好きに運用しろ。
Usually I don't let other people's use this, so there are strong locks and protections on it. But somebody like you should be able to break those really easily. Just hack into it. Just hack into it and subjugate them to control them, and then you can use them as you wish.
つまり
What does that mean?
全てを身につけて連携させろ。パーソナルネットワークを構築するんだ。そうでないと性能が発揮されないから。
I'm telling you to take them completely over. Link them to your personal network. If you don't do that, you won't be able to use them.
わかった。どのボタンを押したら
Okay. So what button do I press?
本気で言ってるのか、それは。
Are you really serious now? When I looked at Philia's eyes, she really did seem to be serious. Could this really exist? An android who doesn't even know how to take over and hack into lower machines? That can't be. Every robot and android is giving this function from the get-go. But then again, she is a very special unit. But she is the product of such highly advanced science. Shouldn't you have highly advanced capability too? I thought it would be only natural that such a highly advanced machine as her should be able to take these machines that I have on me over easily, and yet...
クラックするんだ。不正侵入して乗っ取れ。自分のものにしろ。
Hack them! Intrude them! Take them over! Make them your own!
古い SF 小説に出てくる高性能アンドロイドなら皆やってることだぞ。
All the androids in the old sci-fi novels do this.
ジュードの言ってること全然わからない。
Jude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
そういう機能があるはずだ。
You have to have this
目で
function.
見ただけで対象に侵入、コントロールを奪うくらいのゲートができてもおかしくない。
You should be the type who just needs to look at this sort of devices and steal control away from them. It should be an easy feat to you.
目で見ればいい。
So I just have to look at them? Philia started looking at the machines. Nothing happened.
まさか人間と同じやり方でしか機械を扱えないのか。
Does that mean that you have to use devices the same way humans do? Apparently, it can be. Hello, over, Star. Don't worry. We're doing like we did some stuff from last time, so you missed nothing. Incorrect, Zach. Usually the MC would also recognize the supernatural girl boy to be conventionally cute looking, like the direct surrogate or something. Yeah, I like the subversions here. So, I understand. So in order to make her as close to human as possible, she was only given functions that can mimic what humans can do. If this is what the creator had planned to do with her, then it would make sense that they didn't end up giving her any abilities that a human wouldn't be able to do. I can't understand this. If I had been the one drawing the blueprints, I would at least have made sure to include this function. Look at her! She's trying so hard and is getting nowhere. I do not understand what the ancient humans must have been thinking. A little seed of despair was starting to spread through my heart. Alright, I've registered you as a user. You can wear them now. First of all, she pointed at her head as if she didn't know what to do. Also, I pointed at... Oh, first of all, then I pointed at my mouth, realizing that I didn't actually know what to say next. She's a complete rookie, so even if I start lecturing her, she's not going to understand a thing. I don't have the time to completely instruct her either. Incorrect, Zach. The ancient humans were crazy AF. I agree. Well, actually, I like this, though. I would make friends with Philia. I believe anything that can think has human rights. Like, anything that can, like, do things that humans do has human rights, in my opinion. Hi, Shadowlugia! You're here for the visual novel, right? How is it? Well, I like it so far. Ask the others, too. Alright. Alright, I will have to put it as simply as possible and treat her like a little girl. 1 hour later, we finally were completely prepared for the journey. Yes, it took me 1 hour, is what I'm saying.
最初に使い方を覚えるべきなのが情報機器だ。こいつが命綱。
Alright. I equipped a lot of different devices on you. But first you need to remember how they are all used. And then... Oh, but the one that... Okay. Okay, I've equipped a lot of devices on you, but the one you absolutely need to remember how to use is the information gathering device. This thing is your lifeline.
お前はどうも怖がりみたいだ。だったらそいつでいち早く危険を察知しないとな。やり方は
Well, we've already ascertained that you are in fact a coward. That's why it's very good for you to be able to find danger way ahead of time. And this is how you do it with this. Look.
ってところだ。試しに今の周辺状況を探ってみろ。
That's all. Try it out Try it out yourself. Analyze the area. I need to stop clicking the right, I need to stop clicking right by accident. Wait. What is it? Okay, I see.
こうでこう
Do you mean like this? With the tips of her fingers, she began to control the device. I did it! There is a bunch of stuff?
そりゃいるだろう。森の中だ。
Obviously, we are in the middle of the forest after all.
検出できるものを全部検出したな。そしたら、ついに危険なものだけをピックアップして、優先的に通知するよう設定しろ。
We're in the chat. It's pretty good stuff. I love when a visual novel can make you both appreciate cuteness and discuss the human condition. I absolutely adore it too. I'm sitting up a little better. Everything that can be put up I can't talk. Anything that can be picked up is being reflected on this. Anything that the sensor picked up is reflected on the screen. So if there's danger nearby, wait. Te quiero. Solo te quiero tiempo. Alright, and now, okay, now I'm going to set the settings that will make it only show the next possible danger in the area by changing the priority settings.
どれが危険なの
What is dangerous?
その画面に大きな熱源が2つ表示されているだろう。
There are,
これが一番危険だ。
on the screen you can see huge body warmth, temperature readings. On the screen you can read huge temperature readings that have been picked up around. Those are the most dangerous thing around.
映ってる大きい
Yeah, I can see some. They're pretty big.
近くに
Wait, those are pretty close. Philia started looking around with fear in her eyes.
これは何
What is it?
俺とお前だ。
It's you and me. She made a face like a deflated balloon. With the settings that I usually use, humans are clearly show up as danger class A. Jotte filterをかけて So whenever I set the filters, then I am the first thing that shows up. And the other thing that shows up is Philia. Apparently she has a very similar body temperature to a human.
お前も人間のような温度に保たれているのか。
You radiate the same sort of temperatures as a human.
こっちが私
So is that me?
けどちょっと体温低いんだね
Hey, dude! It looks like your body temperature is a little lower than mine.
人間は危険だが自分は安全だ。よって索敵結果から除外していい。そこをで、そうだ。設定完了だ。
So humans can be very dangerous, but we ourselves are safe. We just have to exclude ourselves using the specific enemy ally settings. So we are going to... Alright, that should do it. I told her the correct settings to use. in the danger zone, the things that you need to take care, that you need to be wary of, are very different from other areas. Oh god, I think I can do this. Hi, Amethyst! Shadow Luke in the chat reads brief outline. Oh, it's Key. It's gonna be alright. Oh, are you familiar with Key? Tell me, please. Obviously, humans can also be very difficult. Obviously, humans can also be very dangerous. Oh god, why can't I read today? And there are also times when we need to be wary of other machines. So there need to be different filter settings for different times. Wait, they made Clanet? Oh dear, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Ichido setta shite sore kiri issei tsukaeru to ii. Once you've set a setting once, it's saved and you can call it back up whenever you need it. I make use of this function a lot. The information gathering device is very valuable for my field of work, but you need to know all its hidden functions and the correct way to use them to bring out its full potential. I've gathered these experiences in years and years of hard work. I had no choice but to teach myself everything I know. And now I was passing all this knowledge just onto Philia, just like that. I decided to set it to the lowest possible settings for now, just in case. As long as she has the terminal on her, I will be able to trace her location too. That is obviously the main reason I gave it to her. Alright, try it with these settings. So with this I will be able to see it when there's people close by, right? Yes, but it will not be able to tell you if they're friend or foe. If you should get separated from me and meet another person, should you get separated from me and meet another person, you should get hidden as quickly as possible. Oh god, I can't talk today. But why? Okay, let me try to translate the line from before again. It's still bothering me. Should you get separated from me and run into another person, make sure to hide as quickly as possible. But why? You may be a machine, but you look human. You would without doubt get kidnapped. She looked at me as if she had no idea what I meant by that. I'm going to be checking the environment for all other types of danger. In other words, you need to follow me. the path is going to continue being bad for a while from here on out. Are you sure that we'll be able to follow in these shoes?
多分
I guess? She stomped on the ground a few times. Yeah, I'm fine.
なるべく徒歩だけで移動できるルートを選ぶが、異変が出たらすぐに言え。一応はお前を抱えて移動する装備も持ってきている。
I will try to select a route that will be able to pass entirely on foot. But if there's anything unusual that you notice, tell me. Ichio omae o kakaete. And please make sure to keep all the equipment I gave you on you at all times.
ジュードはプロ
You're a pro, Jude! Where did that come from? Incorrect sex. Just to say something ridiculous, the way Philia goes about things reminds me of Crash Bandicoot when he started questioning his existence as a newly genetically engineered creature, only it's more adorable. Wait, he did that? When did he do that? Explain that to me. I did not know Crash Bandicoot ever did that. She looked at me with sparkling eyes. On the screen I could see the map. All right, the real battle begins here.
ジュード足が痛い
Aw, dude, my legs hurt. We hadn't even been on the path for 1 hour when I suddenly heard these words.
痛いと言ったのか。
What do you mean they hurt?
歩けない
I can't walk anymore. I thought she must have been choking when I heard her say that.
ここまで演出されるとさすがに笑えないぞ。
You can quit the act now. It's not funny,
本当に
but it really hurts. She was hobbling along on one foot, and it did not at all look like she was acting. How is this possible? A machine is not supposed to have experience pain.
そういうことを言うようプログラムされているのか。
So, were you programmed to say this?
わからないけど
I don't know. It just hurts.
見せてみろ。
Show it to me. She took off her shoe. I couldn't see any external wounds. But the area around her ankle was a little red.
お前、炎症を起こす機能まであるのか。
Don't tell me. You have a function that enables you to get an inflammation?
わからないけど痛い
I don't know. It just hurts.
そんなバカな話があるか。
This is too stupid to be true.
靴を見せてみろ。
Show me your shoes. Looking at them from the outside, they were completely normal shoes. Definitely not suited to going on very bad roads. And it didn't seem that there were like any unknown fabrics. Oh, and they were created of a fabric completely unknown to me. I thought that it wouldn't be weird if they had any special functions that I didn't know about, but
薄いし、軽いのか。本当に何の機能もないのか。
they are thin, they are
これ
light.
を履いてみろ。
Though Do they really not have any special functions? Try wearing these instead. I picked some shoes out of my equipment and gave them to her. They were a portable model. When you could fold them up to be just as small as socks. However, they harden as soon as they are brought out, as they are unfolded. Obviously, those weren't created with current technology, but with ancient technology, so they are very pricey. Wow, they fit perfectly! Yes, the size always adjusts depending on who wears it. They are very convenient and just as convenient as they are expensive. Yeah, these don't hurt me at all. Still, just to be sure, we should take a short break. Rest your feet somewhere. Roger! Plumova Prison. God, I want shoes like that. Shadow Lugia. Looks like she's a case of ridiculously human robots. Yes, she is. Incorrect sec. He didn't do that. It's just an if scenario I imagined, if you get what I mean. Oh, fanfiction. Okay, that makes sense. We sat down by a fallen tree. Oh, she sat down by her fallen tree, holding her new shoes in both hands as she sat down. This was starting to feel like some sort of picnic. I decided that this was a good chance to rehydrate. Hey, I'm thirsty too. Huh? I almost dropped my water bottle when I heard that. Oh, right, you do have organic parts. They might require some water. I guess so? I just know that I'm thirsty. I gave her the water bottle and she greedily began to drink. Wow, it's cool and it's tasty. Can I drink all of it? Yeah. Oh, cold water is so tasty. So this is water. Oh, right. This is probably her first time ever drinking water. She knew she had the information about it, but she had never experienced it before. I wonder what that must feel like. Do you also need any other sorts of nutrition? You mean if I'm hungry? Yes. I don't know yet. Right now, I'm not hungry. I've only brought enough rations for one person. If it's only about water, then as long as I have my purification device, it's no problem at all. My water purification device, it's no problem at all. If I need more water, I can always just make more until we get to town. But if we end up having to share my food rations, then I might have to restrain myself a little. Philia's great resemblance to a human was starting to feel like a really bad joke to me.
一応聞くが、お前、本当はアンドロイドを自称する人造人間なんかじゃあるまいな。
I think I really have the need to ask now. Are you sure that you are not just some kind of cloned human who is incorrectly called an android?
私もう人間
Wait,
になれてるの
huh? Are you saying that I've already become human?
なれるわけあるか。
You can't just become human. I decided to make a full body scan of Philia. With a simple scan, she clearly seemed to... A simple scan did not reveal anything different from a normal human. Everything seemed to be just in order. Her skin was made of almost the exact same components as that of a normal person, a normal human body. So with just a half-hearted scan, one might have been deceived by her. But when I raised the sensitivity of the sensors, it became very clear that she is, in fact, an android. Her skeleton was entirely made of metal. And of a special... a special alloy. Okay, her skeleton was entirely made of metal and of a special alloy at that. And all of her... and her organs consisted of a dummy... And her organs were all dummy parts. Except for her heart, which was a motor pump and a battery. Given the fact that she doesn't have any external ports, her battery was probably a perpetual battery. It probably replenishes itself by absorbing outside sunlight and other energies, such as pressure, and converting them into electricity. So in other words, on first look, it would never come out that she is not in fact a human. Huh. My imagination began to take flight. But that is all that made her. Imagination. I don't need any deeper answers to her. Why does she have a barcode here? That's what I wonder. Like, what is the meaning of this barcode? Somebody explain this barcode to me. Well, whatever. Well, whatever. I don't really need to know the truth about why you were made. Welcome back, Elu! Ran in the chat, which is awesome. The classics are nice to go over, but it can be really cool to see something more recent. Yeah, this is this game came out like at the start of the month. Or like at the end of September, I'm not sure honestly. But it did come out like very recently. Maybe it came out before Liz Truss became Prime Minister. I'm sorry, I should not keep harping on that. September 30th, based on my findings. Yeah, that makes sense. Randy, lol. I wonder why a humanity that was capable of creating an android like this had to fall into ruins. I know that there are problems that can't be solved by science alone. But it's not something I like to think about so much. Very much. I'm tired. After yet another hour. Not even yet another hour had passed, Philia suddenly looked at me with a face that looked like she was about to cry. There was sweat on her forehead, and her breathing was disorderly. Assuming that you were a spy created by a machine empire in order to bring humans towards the brink of demise, your infiltration was in fact successful. What are you talking about?
正直に言え、それは疲労を演出する機能なのか、それともお前の認知上に実際生じている許容困難の負荷なのか。
Alright, let me speak clear text. Is this a function that mimics exhaustion? Or are you just acting according to what you know you should be, and are causing me trouble intentionally? I don't understand all those big words you're using, Jude. Are you acting, or are you actually in pain? I am actually in pain. I don't think I can keep going on. She collapsed down onto the floor. I want to take a break. So far, I stopped counting how many times that day we took a break. If this keeps going, it will take us ages to reach our destination. Mary in the chat, he's one hair strand away from going full Pepper Sylvia over this kid. Who is Pepper Sylvia? Clamora prison again. I want to use that schematic for her heart for prosthetics. That would be cool. Also, happy Sakai 2nd anniversary, I guess. What am I going to do with you? If I promise you that you'll get something really nice at the end of this, will you keep going for a little longer? Something really nice? Shadow Lugia, why am I expecting the protagonist to carry her for a little bit? That would be cute. Once we finally got out of the thickest of trees, we finally a cliff finally came into sight. Awesome! Is that a town? Completely charmed by the scenery before her, Philia began to wave her arms in the air. You're going to fall! I grabbed her shoulder and stopped her. I know that she is a machine, but I've already understood by now that she has absolutely no functions that could have saved her from this fall. So this is a human town.
ジュードのお家もあそこにあるの？
Jude, do you have a house there?
いや、あそこには物件は調達してない。別の町にはあるんだけど。
No, I don't actually own any property in this house. I do in some other towns though. This was the town where the old man told me to convene. I've already been to this place a couple of times. It's a town with it's a place with a lot of memories to me.
あそこに行けば人間になれる。
So if I go there, I can become human.
なれんなれん。
No,
かかると言ったろ。
I told you it's going to take time. I see.
あそこで準備を整えてから長旅に出ることになる。
We are going to prepare ourselves here. That the actual journey is going to be very long.
旅？
Journey?
危険な旅になるからな。計画の盛り直しだ。
Actually, it might be a very dangerous journey too. I will have to change some of my plans. The endpoint of the endpoints of the assignment that was shown to me by the old man is somewhere right smacked up in the middle of the danger zone. In order to get in there, we will need to prepare in any way possible. Jude, it's awful!
街が危険でいっぱいって言ってる。
It's saying on the screen that there's tons of danger in the town. She held up the information terminal and showed it to me. She was right. The screen really was full of warnings.
逃げなきゃいけないのでは？
Do we have to run away? The screen was indeed advising swift escape, but I just dropped my shoulders inside.
町の人間だぞ。
Those are the people who live in this town.
町の外で他集団と遭遇することは確かに危険だ。だが、町に住む者をそこまで警戒する必要はない。
It clearly meeting that this many people outside of the town would be a reason for concern. But inside a town there live people. You don't need to be that alarmed about that.
だから市外では対人フィルターを切っておけ。
That is why you should use the filter settings for ally encounters when you are moving inside the town.
人がたくさんいるんだよ。
Are there a lot of humans in the town?
そりゃそうだ。
Well, yeah. The population of this town was 20,000 people. It was one of the biggest towns in the Eastern Territories. It was extremely close to the danger zone. So anybody who escaped from there gathered here. It also helps that there are a lot of unexplored ruins close by, which makes it very easy for the. Okay, I used errand boys last time, but I'm changing the translation to Korea because that's what we ended up settling on in class. So I'm going Korea, which makes it easier for couriers to bring back mechanical parts from robots and the likes. So we won't only be able to prepare for the journey here, we'll also be able to stack up on machine parts and parts for our devices. You still haven't told me who Pepper Sylvia is. There were two guards protecting the door, standing in front of it. In a town where that was in an area where it was so difficult to deal with the outside world, they couldn't just let anybody in as they wanted to. Mary in the chat, it's an Always Sunny reference. Oh! The conspiracy bot! I remember! Okay, it's the conspiracy bot, I get it now. Dude, with the Philia conspiracy bot! I need to make that meme. I need to make that meme after this. However, if you are a courier, then they will let you. I don't know. If you're a courier, they will let you in, but that doesn't mean that they will necessarily trust you. Hey, wear these security devices on your firearms while you are in town. If you take it off at any time while you're inside the town, there will be consequences. That is what we were told when we approached the gate. The man took a look at Philia for a moment, but didn't exactly pay her too much mind. And looked back away again. Philia seemed afraid and hid behind me. When we were passing through the door, and a man in tattered clothes suddenly appeared from behind a close-by rock. Both of the guards raised their guns at the same time. Philia held her breath. Wait, please. His voice was low and unsteady, almost like a growl. His clothes were completely ripped up. And there was a stench of ammonia all around him. And he was barefoot. The back of his teeth, all of his toes were blackened, making it very clear that he must have been living life without ever wearing shoes. Stand! Halt! Do not come closer. If you approach, we will shoot. I am a courier! Let me inside town. The man said this while holding out a bundle of cloth. It made a sound. The metal inside clung against each other, making a sound. You are not a courier. You will not enter the city. Sell me food. His words trailed off into something that didn't even make sense anymore. This was a human that was raised outside of human society. Please. With her breath held, Philia kept watching on as the two guardsmen shot their guns. The bullets hit the man's feet, legs. The man dropped the bundle of cloth he had been holding, and fell down onto his behind. An assortment of metal objects such as spoons flew out and were strewn across the ground. Tears spilled from the man's eyes, and he yelled with an incomprehensible voice. Those two were not exactly words. Go! Turning the barrels of the guns towards him. Having the barrels of the guns turned towards him, the man dragged his shot leg behind him and disappeared back into the thickest. It was then that the guards noticed that Philia and I had been standing there and watching. Don't pay this any mind. Go. Yes. Philia, who had been frozen up until now, I put my hands on Philia's shoulder, who had been frozen up until now, and pushed her further through the gate. Amethyst Leslie in the chat. They really saw a disheveled-looking man out of nowhere and just shot him. Mary in the chat. Jesus. Shadowlugia, poor girl, I can't believe she saw that. So this is Philia talking. Why? Hmm? Why did they chase that man out? Her voice was shaking. That wasn't a human. But that was a human. He might have been a human on the outside, but his mind was not human at all. This is what happens when you are not raised properly. But I'm the same. Nobody raised me. I was created. I'm an android. Don't let that come out. As long as nobody notices, and as long as you are by my side, nothing is going to happen to you. But they shot at that man. He was bleeding. She was looking at her feet and kept mumbling to herself. In my honest opinion, he should consider himself lucky for having gotten away with his life. There are places where they kill wild humans without. There are places where they kill wild humans without asking any questions, and shoot them down on sight. She didn't look like she was happy with that answer. Don't worry about it. I'm sure that he got away lucky. I'm sure he's going to live. Stupid in the chat. Yes, Jude, he was lucky. Good grief. Jude is kind of an asshole, I know. Ha! As if. he had one of his vital limbs shot. Given how he was clinging to it with his hands, that bleeding is not going to simply stop by itself. If nobody stops it, then he is definitely going to die. He is done for. But I couldn't just say that. But then, when I was looking at Philia's expression, I understood that even with my lie, she couldn't accept what had happened. So, it's not even enough to be born with a human body? I was really tempted to talk back to her. It made me extremely angry to see a machine pretend to care about something like this. I didn't even care if she was just pretending. It made me feel so disgusting. I wanted to beat her until she was broken. Then can I even become human? Obviously you can't. As long as you stay by my side, you won't be shot. But... It's alright. Don't worry. It was a mistake to let her see that back there. But she will have to get used to these things slowly. A very, very treacherous journey is waiting for us in the danger zone. I can't treat her like some fragile little lady with an escort with an escort just for herself. Why should I protect her from these things? Jude, I feel sick. She suddenly collapsed in the middle of the tunnel. Come on, give me a break. Her little shoulders were shaking. Wait, is she really crying? Why is she looking at me like that? I know that she is a machine, but even so... Should I get angry at her? Should I order her around? Should I try to subjugate her? No, that would only make it worse. If I do that, it's going to worsen our relationship for the journey to come ahead of us. I need to stay on good terms with her. So I held my tongue. Hang in there. Come on. The town is right ahead. We can rest there. She grabbed her arms. I grabbed onto her arms with just a little, not too strongly so it wouldn't hurt. I helped her stand up. And like this, I took her along with me into town. Incorrect, sir. Goddamn DMC is a bit of an asshole. Yeah. Amethyst Leslie, I wasn't here for much of the story, but it seems Jude is of the morally grey type. Yeah, definitely. He's like, he has like a high idolization, like he idolizes like his his definition of humanity quite a bit, and everything that goes against it really upsets him. Incorrect, like wild humans. Well, actually, I think the term wild human is probably not correct because he doesn't want to call them human. So wild people would probably be better, but yeah. After walking for a while, the scent of burnt firewood came into reached our noses. A group of little girls doing on their way to do the laundry came across the corner, around the corner. Hey, look, there's girls here. They seem to be at the same apparent age as you. Philia raised her head a little. Hey, it's a girl! Hey, don't say that, she's gonna hear you. It's a courier. Mom says they're really dangerous. The little girls backed off from us as if they wanted to run away. Ah, of course. It's very natural for us couriers to be treated as a subhuman. It says subhuman. But yeah, that's also interesting. He is a courier whose society, until they prove themselves, are treated as subhuman. But at the same time, he has this high idealization of humanity. It's interesting. Even so, I found Philia staring intently at those girls who seemed to be who looked to be the same age as she was designed to be. Hey, Jude, they called you dangerous. Wait, hang on. Oh yeah, I think I know what this means, but I want to make sure. Yeah, there are a lot of biases against couriers around here. Oh, somebody on Discord? Okay, not for me. But that only makes sense, given that there are a lot of us that don't really take this line of work seriously enough. But Jude, you're a human. I mean, obviously. Hang on. We're almost back at the point where we lost it last time. Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay. Jude, they're afraid of you, but even so, they let you come in here. Well, yeah. This town needs us couriers to survive. Without us, they couldn't get anything done. Then maybe I should become a courier too. You? Yeah. Then maybe they'll treat me a little more like a person. Like a person, huh? I wonder if the incident at the gate made her uneasy. It seems that there's still a lot of things, important things that I will need to explain to her. but even so, this is going to make it much easier to instruct her. If she accepts me as a teacher figure, she might listen more to what I'm telling her. It is not that I am honestly trying to train her, of course. After all, I'm just escorting her. Should I decide to continue this mission and this journey, I will make use of this little tidbit. Oh yeah, this is as far as we got last time. Let's continue. When we got to the rundown hotel I was planning on booking, she looked at the reception with huge eyes like plates, in full of surprise. Shadowlugia, careful not to overshoot again. I will be careful. Oh, I see it. Okay, that wasn't Philia. The receptionist. Okay, let me do this again. I got it wrong. Japanese is hard, okay? I see. Ukitsuke wasn't the reception, but it was the receptionist. Okay. When we reached the rundown hotel, the receptionist looked at me with big eyes like plates, full of surprise. Jude! Who is that girl? Don't tell me she's your daughter. As if I would ever have a daughter. Wait, you didn't kidnap her, did you? Criminal! Oh, shut up. She's, my student. What? You're going to let a girl like her work? She's not old enough, is she? Are you out of your mind? Well, let's see. What were you doing when you were 12? Okay, you've got me. I was a thief. Yeah, and look where you are now. A valued member of society. You did quite well for yourself. As if I didn't have all of my loot from my time stealing, I would never have been able to open this hotel. Still, thinking of you taking in a student of any sort. Now that you've gained an age, you suddenly decided to become a respectable adult, huh? Shut up. I just want to pass my knowledge on to somebody, that's all. So, little lady, what's your name? Philia. She said this while hiding behind my back. Aw, you're so adorable. Somebody would better train you so you don't end up getting kidnapped. Obviously. I'll make sure that she'll at least be able to protect herself. Hey little Philia, you know, I know this man may seem like he's all big talk, but he's actually a really great courier, so make sure to steal as many of his tricks as you can while you have the chance. Okay. Right, a room for two then, I assume? I wanted to tell her that we will be fine with a room for one, but I stopped myself. After all, she is going to need sleep. I can't just treat her like one of my devices and put her on the floor to recharge. Yes, a room for two. He's so freaked out! Hand over the cash, please! Hang on. Yeah, I know. This is my first time spending my money on somebody else. Wait, hang on. Oh, they know. Orera ga wakai koro wa bitaichi hichakure natta no ni na. Even though we never ended up having to give up any of our money when we were little kids. Also, I don't really get it. Let me see how this goes. Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I get it now. Okay, she got it differently, so... Yeah, a room for two, please. It's on me. She says it's on me. I got it wrong. It's on me. Huh, this is the first time you let me stay here for free. Even though we've known each other since we were kids. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because you've got this little girl with you. Hang on. Okay, no wonder I couldn't translate this. This is a word I don't even use in English. Why do you have to always be like, why do you have to do such obvious things? Like, why do you have to obey the cliches? She really hasn't changed at all from back when she was in a gang. Why do people like these always act like this? I wonder if she's just getting old and melancholic? No, that's not all. This is just what Philia does to people. I paid the fee for me alone and entered the room. Were items standing around the place that nobody would miss even if they were stolen. Okay. Oh no, no, it's different. We put out anything that we wouldn't miss if it was stolen and kept only the important things on us. Kagu. Philia looked at the barren room and let her eyes wander across it with confusion. Let's go out and improve our equipment. Okay, wait. So Jude said, I'm going out to improve our equipment. I'm coming with you. Okay, the thing is, like, that sentence before can mean like both we're going out or I'm going out, but in Japanese there's no difference because the Japanese is extremely context sensitive. So Philia didn't realize that he meant both of them. So now he's saying, well, obviously you're coming. We need to have your equipment looked at as well. The marketplace. The moment we entered the marketplace. Museru yona. Museru? Wait. Okay. The marketplace was in the grip of a choking scent of raw food. Oh wait, no wait. The marketplace was in the grip of a choking scent of rawness. It was the sense of people and food mixed together. It stunk. Philia looked very out of it and started holding her nose. So she can get disgusted by smells too, huh? It stinks! Yes, that's what happens when a lot of people who are alive gather in one place. They stink. So, if I get really stinky, will I become human? No. You couldn't exactly call this district white. But it was filled with cloth roofs. And it was bustling with commerce. Marry the chat, Philia, honey, no! The ocean was close by here, so they also sold stuff like fish. Tori o yuki ko. Tori o iki ko. Kyaku ko wa mubobi na. 過去の9割と妙に装備の中にした1割に割れる Okay, the people buying in this, okay, the customers that passed by us were strangely split into 90% people who were completely unprotected in how they dressed, and 1% people who were highly equipped with armor and guns. The people, the 90% were the people that lived here. And the other 10% were probably the guards. Or people from outside. It 10% might not sound like a lot, but actually those were still quite the number. These people came to this town to buy rations to stock up on. See ya, Shadow Lugia! Rice, starchy soups, dried meat, pickled vegetables, juices and other things. There was a great plate of nuts that I saw, and saw being bought at Hole. I used. Huh. Kinda. Okay, I need to translate this. Hang on. I wonder how much longer this chapter goes. This is the disadvantage of this not being a regular book. You can't just like look it up. That is not how it works. Why is my phone so slow? Yeah, I need this for this one sentence. I get like I can have like one sentence I use this app on as a treat. Hang on, it doesn't like this. So let's do it like this. Okay, now I can do it. So, let's do this. There was a big plate of nuts there, so I bought the whole thing without thinking too much about it. I paid for it with money. The currency system is still alive and well in this town, and coins with higher raw metal value can be used to pay for most things. Randy in the chat, the quote for where you have to stop sounds like something which will come up when you talk to Wilhelm, so we're probably close, but who knows what the author throws in between. Yeah, I think so too. I'm getting a little tired, but I think we can do this. We would probably be done already if I had started right where we saved last time, but you know, I wanted it all to be fresh so I can record a report right after. Philia looked at the different food stuff around for a short while before grabbing her nose and continuing on. It stinks!
次は装備類だな。
Bear it for a little longer. Next, we're going to get equipment. We enter the building close by the marketplace. Even inside here, there were several shops that you couldn't simply count by just looking around. Right. Also, oh wait, there were a lot of shops that were forming like a solid line. The reason that they were away from the rest of the marketplace was that they are not exactly goods that you need in everyday life in this town, and also because they were fairly expensive.
店はあるのに人いないね。
There's shops here, but no people. Well, yeah, that's how it goes. We looked around the different equipment stores. Hang on. I'd only prepared... I've only procured enough medicine to supply myself. It's a bot. Hi, Ilu. The bot has been defeated. The bot has been defeated. Let's continue. Huh. Danyaku? What is this? Let me check this. This is interesting. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I ordered some ammunition at the firearms stand. I was thinking about what to do regarding weapons for Philia.
お前も拳銃くらい持つか。
Do you have can't you wait, hang on. I think I know what this is. Oh god, is this a ref? Oh, okay. Do you have at least... Okay. Do you have at least a handgun?
いらない。
I don't need one.
そういうわけには。
No, I wasn't asking you if you need one. Maybe she was... Maybe it was still too early to assume that she actually does want to become my student. Dragonkin in chat. I joined the stream and the first thing I see is porn bot spam. I'm so sorry this happened. Yasashiko no guri tobashi. Okay. I can read it, but I need to comprehend it. It makes me angry. Okay, こっちにつく。Okay, I think I got what this means now. I lightly punched her and shoved a gun in her face. Let's try asking her what she would do in a situation. Okay, I get it. I got it differently. Let's say somebody knocked her over and then shoved a gun in her face. Let's try asking her what she would do in a situation like that. We couriers are not soldiers. To us, weapons are there to protect ourselves, not to kill others. They are to let us survive. That is why they are needed to complete the equipment of a courier. That is obvious. It's right. If you can't at least carry a gun on you, then you also can't become a courier. Whatever. Anyway, she's not really my student anyway. She's just a package to be delivered. How much longer is he going to tell himself that? He is just that pack. Okay, basically what he just now did is he was like, yeah, what? Okay, you don't want a gun, then what would you do? Oh, whatever. I'm not going to tell her that because she doesn't need to know anyway because she's not really my student anyway. So something like this. Dupin in the chat. I think at this point we have firmly established that she can't fight. Yeah. She's a package to be delivered. She's an errand I have to run. I'm very clumsy today. Let's see what this means. Okay. The guns that are meant to be used by rookies and the likes are very unreliable anyway. Dragon Kid, not French-shaped, but package-shaped. Incorrect's like, wow, what an asshole. Okay, if she doesn't want to carry one, it's not my problem. Now we need a map. Now we just need a map. A map of the danger zone. That is the most important thing. But that alone is something that we can't get at these shops. We will have to buy it from other couriers or somebody else from outside town. To gather some information, I spoke to the shop owner for a bit. All that was left was for us to wait at the... All for us that was left for us was to wait at the inn or at the hotel. And wait for somebody who is willing to sell to us to be introduced to us.
よし、帰るか。
Alright, let's go back. Philia? Philia wasn't there. Wait, what is this? Does this mean? But yeah, he lost Philia. Congrats. How did you lose the girl? How did you lose the girl, dude? Okay, okay. Philia wasn't there. However, I didn't panic. Ah! I checked my terminal for the signal of her own terminal that I had given over to her. I ascertained her location. I tracked Philia down to a clothes store deeper into the city. She was looking at a mannequin wearing a light evening dress.
欲しいの。
Do you want this?
ジュード
Jude?
こいつは現地生産品だよ。
Apparently this is the latest fashion. From what I... Wait, let me see. Sci Hin. Let me just check if... Oh, this is the wrong kanji. Okay, this is the correct kanji. Yeah, this is the latest fashion. I got it right. Why am I looking up kanji that I already know? I should just trust my intuition and start translating hatches the snakes again. Mrs. Leslie Welp, Wendy in the chat. Who doesn't lose their kid in a public environment every now and then? Mary in the chat. Children can do that sometimes. Wendy. My parents lost me twice in supermarkets. I turned out fine. Oh dear. Mary, you blink and then they flash step away to God knows where like ninjas. But yeah, it is a very pretty dress. The latest what?
この町の職人が縫った服ってことだ。
I mean that this dress was sewn by a merchant in the city. Okay, not a merchant, but like by somebody who works in the city. In other words, it is not ancient dress.
特別な機能はなさそうだな。
It doesn't appear to have any special functions. But it's so pretty!
デザインは俺にはよくわからんが。そうなの？
I don't really know much about design. Do you think so? Yeah! Well, I assume if it's going to make her emotionally stable for the time being, then...
欲しいのなら買ってやるが。
If you really want it, then I'll buy it for you. Really?
構わない。
I don't mind.
旅に来て歩くのは厳しいな。
However, I don't think you'll be able to wear it on the journey. Okay, I need to... what is this kanji? Drankit in the chat. Whoa, 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 lady. I know a bunch of girls who'd kill for dresses similar to your current one. That's true, her current dress is also really nice. But she's allowed. She can have more than one dress. She's allowed to have more than one dress. Let me just check. Okay, I don't know how to express this, but basically what he's saying is, by the way, if you don't consider Philia's current dress anything too spectacularly wrong, then too dramatically wrong, then we would be ready. Oh. Maybe she should just keep wearing this for her entire life. Okay, I'll try. Whew, I'll try to figure this out. I'm sorry, this is like, he's talking so difficult. Okay. ちなみにフィリアの身につけている服には、衣服にはなものではないにしろ、それがOkay, by the way, if we assume that what Philia is already wearing doesn't have any unexpected dramatic functions, then she must have been prepared that way, with one dress to wear for her entire life. Inside along with my entire equipment, there are several pieces of clothes that can self-regenerate themselves. Apparently, that was a function that wasn't too uncommon in ancient clothing. No, let's not get it. Are you really sure? You could still wear it while we're in town. No, I'll think about doing that while I'm finally. I'll think about doing that when I'm finally a human. I felt a light bulb go up in my head. Right, I can't stop thinking of her as a machine. Human tiki. I can't let her superficial appearances deceive me. Drankit, looking up kanji you already know. Felt that, yeah. Amethyst Leslie, I mean, sometimes you just wanna make sure. Yeah, but even so. Drankit, whoa, lady, I know. Yeah, you well with this. Drankit, but like, given clothing, even the tiniest bit of techwear aesthetic, only in name, and the price skyrockets. And female techwear in general is pretty rare. Oh god, his style of speaking is certainly something, it is. Yeah, he uses a lot of big kanji words. I was in serious danger here of letting myself get carried away. Oh, here we are. Hang on. Hang on. I want to make sure that I get this sentence right now that I have context. I want to think about it. Yeah. That is because philia was created in order to induce sympathy and empathy in others. We got it! We got it, fam! We reached the end of the chapter. That's it. Are we safe here? We safe here, we safe. Safe! Oh wait, I'm in the autosave. We are not using the autosaves for this. So, just to make sure. Yeah. Okay, we got it. We're done, guys. This is game. Game is done for today. We got game. We got all of the game. It's not a game, it's a novel. Mrs. Leslie, probably Wendy in the chat. Oh, okay, we got it. So it's his own conclusion. Interesting. How did you want us to put your thoughts on this again? Okay. Now, Dragon Kid is sad. Oh no. So, what we're going to do now is, I am going to put on the backlog and see how far it goes. Yeah, okay, it doesn't go quite this far, but what we're going to do is we're going to recap everything that happened now. I'm going to leave it on the screen as I recap. So, Jude. Okay, the recap. Okay, the read assignment starts here. Everybody in the chat is allowed to comment. This is my report on Fragment 2, as we call it, of our reading. So, we begin with the beginning of chapter 3. Jude finds the robot girl again. We're back with Jude finding the robot girl, and the robot girl wakes up. He notices that she steadily becomes like more expressive, and he quickly realizes that she is like acting way too natural, way too much like a real little girl, and it creeps him out a lot. And he keeps thinking to himself, why was she made like this? And more and more he starts to realize that, yeah, that this machine was created specifically to mimic a human girl. He finds that extremely creepy, and because of that, he quickly decides, okay, I'm not going to take this. I'll try to distance myself emotionally from this machine as far as possible, because I don't like the fact that it is like using a simulation of human emotion to try and evoke emotions from me. It makes me feel very uncomfortable, and he tries, like, when she wakes up and at first insists that firstly she has to become human, and secondly, if she doesn't become human, bad things will happen. He immediately decides that he is going to use these desires of her in order to take her along on his journey, to make her easier to transport, because if she walks on her own, it's easier than if he has to carry her, like first try to switch her off and then carry her somehow. As he does that, she insists that he gives her a name, and he's like very belligerent about it. She really acts like a little girl who wants something, and he tries to give her like sarcastic names, like phobia. Like first he tries to name her Lloyd, just because it's the second half of Android in Japanese. She doesn't like that. Then he tries to name her phobia because he finds her creepy. And he doesn't explain that to her. she denies that. Finally, he suggests philia, saying that it means beloved, and she does like that, but he intentionally omits the part where philia is a Greek word that can be added to scientific terms for certain unnatural emotional attachments or affections, because he was trying to make a pun. Basically, he was trying to technophilia. He was trying to name her after technophilia and like the other philia with P, the P-E-D-O philia that we can't pronounce normally on YouTube. Why did he do this? He did this because he absolutely wanted to make a joke about how absolutely creepy it is to make a doll in the shape of a 12-year-old girl and make her act as human as possible. He takes her outside and she does like all the common tropes of how a being that is like exposed to the outside world acts for the first time. She holds her hands against the sun. She's surprised by a deer. He tries to get her to like hack into his equipment so she can use it freely herself because he thinks that will be more convenient, but quickly realizes that she can't do that. He also quickly realizes that she in fact can get actually hurt, that she actually needs to drink water, and that she can actually get exhausted, which drives him so far that he's like, okay, I am not sure if this is still an android now, I need to run a scan. And he does run a scan and does realize, yes, the outside, she has organic parts on the outside, but her insides like her organs are dummy parts, and she has a metal skeleton, so she's very clearly an android. She's just an extremely sophisticated android that somebody, for some reason, built to 100% mimic a human child, which keeps driving him insane. So he eventually just is happy when they actually do reach the town he was aiming for. And Philia is just like very easily impressed by everything. She's impressed by the people, by the world outside. She quickly learns how to use the devices that Jude gave her, partially to protect herself, but also partially to track her so she can't get lost. Maybe even learns it a little bit faster than a normal little girl would have. But she's also not necessarily always quick on the uptake. She, for example, didn't realize that it is silly to name yourself the same as another person. Interestingly enough, Philia also he also pointed out that Philia was so unsecure that she doesn't have any security checks because humans don't have any security checks. But he just found it hilarious how easy it was to deceive her into thinking he was her owner, even though he literally had nothing to do with it, and even though he was not especially supple or good at lying about it. I'll read some comments here. Cool in the chat. You've read all the chapters, beaten the game, any percent rerun? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. This is not the whole game. Randy in the chat. He finds it disgusting even. He seems unwilling to even accept the possibility of considering a machine the same way he does an actual human, even though society is not kind to curious like him. Yeah, I find that fascinating. Dupin in the chat. And despite that, he even treats other people like subhumans as well. Doesn't even flinch when someone gets shot. Yeah, that the wild humans, how he treats the wild humans is like, oof, that borders on racism. That borders on racism, I have to say. Like, he's definitely not a completely a virtuous guy. I mean, he also hints at later on at how he used to be in a gang, but like, let's keep talking about it. So they enter the town, and as we've just talked about, when they go through the gate, the guards do not notice anything about Philia and let Jude go through because he's a courier. He just has to like put some kind of like safety devices is what they call it on their firearms, because it's forbidden to have them be active in town. But like when they pass through that, they see how a so-called wild person, so like a person who grew up outside of human society and like has can barely walk, isn't civilized, and is civilized in the like it's not how you should put it, honestly, but like in the civilized in the sense that like Jude in his kind of bigoted mindset thinks it's not in that way. That is not a civilized human, and in fact Jude doesn't consider him a human at all. And when that wild person gets shot at and has to drag himself back into the woods, Philia is like traumatized by the sight and like is like just shocked by how easily humans can even just exclude others among themselves from being human, which just makes Jude even more disgusted by her, because he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk with you about this, I want to take you apart, I want to beat you to pieces, because you are basically, he considers like Philia just as disgusting as the wild person, because neither of them conform to his ideal of what it means to be human. Plamora Prism in the chat. I wonder where the organic components were sourced from. Skin grafts can be procured ethically. I mean, we do know that the ancient humans of the civilization that made Philia were extremely advanced. So let's be honest, they probably just cloned all the organic parts. In fact, I'm pretty sure that in chapter 1, in the prologue, it was mentioned that the creation machine that Philia was found in can create organic components out of raw materials. And Mrs. Leslie, I just thought of classism first, because Jude is a wealthy scientist, right? And obviously the wild human is poor. It is a sort of classism, but I don't know if I would call Jude wealthy. The thing is, like, in this world, it's not quite, I don't think, I mean, classes clearly still exist. But this is a good thing to bring up. Is it classism? Because this is like a post-apocalyptic world, and like classes work very differently. And we also heard that like couriers are like not exactly well regarded by most people. But even so, it could be considered classism because Jude puts like his technology and his understanding of science above all else. So yeah, Philia is very disturbed by what happens at the gate, while Jude is really trying to not show what he really thinks about her, because he says that she's tricking him, but he is tricking her too, if you think about it, because he wants her to trust him, so she will be easier to transport. That's his whole goal. And Mrs. Leslie, didn't he say he owned homes in multiple towns? Yeah, but those homes were given to him for doing errands. I don't think he usually just deals in money. I think he mostly deals in goods. Drankin in chat, but this taste does not stem from a genetic point of view, right? So it wouldn't be racism, but xenophobia. Oh, you're right. That is the better term for what, yeah. Xenophobia is a much better term for what you... And there's the phobia again. There we have the phobia again. Interesting. That's also interesting because Jude did say that he finds philias a lot more disturbing than phobias. So that might be why he doesn't see his own xenophobia as a problem. Because he because he thinks that technophilia and the other philia are like... And generally everything that doesn't fit his ideal of humanity is a much bigger problem. We are in town now. Philia immediately starts focusing on how she could become more accepted in human society. She decides that she wants to be a courier, a request that Jude doesn't seem to take serious, but like at several points it seems like he kind of does, though. It seems like he is getting attached to her, but he doesn't want to admit it to himself, so in his narration, he always, when he starts saying something that sounds like he's attached to her, he starts backpedaling. But he clearly seems to like the idea of having a student on some level. They stay at a hotel owned by somebody who he knows from his younger days. Apparently they used to be in a gang together, or maybe not together. it seems they were together. They might also have been in separate gangs, but like according to what this lady says, that she used to be a thief, that also means that Jude definitely has a very unsavory past, which he didn't address until now, which is interesting. It seems like he's like a kind of like he's a biased narrator, very much. He's very much a biased narrator is what I'm saying. So we get to okay, I need a quick. We get to the part where they go shopping together outside. What's interesting is that when they get the room, like, Jude needs to pay less for the room because the inn owner thinks that Philia is cute, which kind of frustrates him, especially because he almost wanted to just take a single room and lets Philia sleep on the floor, but he realized he couldn't do that because he would have liked to do that, but he couldn't. So after they got their in room, they immediately go out to the marketplace to prepare for the upcoming journey. And we see again that Philia acts like a real little girl. She finds the smell of the marketplace disgusting, to which I say, relatable. I've been to real marketplaces. It really is disgusting. She is interested in what's happening around, but also like it's too gross. She wants to get away. Eventually she runs off, but like Jude isn't too worried about this. He just gets out his tracker, his baby phone tracker, and just goes after her and finds her in front of a clothing store where he sees that she has taken a liking to a dress, and he seriously considers buying her the dress just so she is like in a better mood for the journey. But she decides, I will get this for myself when I am human, which reminds him, oh right, she's a machine. I need to stay focused. I need to stay on point. I can't let her confuse me. So the entire theme in this part was clearly he wants to cling on to his ideals of what a human is. And the existence of Philia throws that for a loop. And especially because he actually does seem to like her to a degree, but he feels manipulated by the fact that he likes her. And so out of that fact, that makes him feel even more disgusted with her. And so he tries to push her away in different ways. Plamora Prism in the chat says puritanism. Yeah, in a way, definitely. We also need to look at other characters that aren't Jude, even though Jude is really fascinating. Philia is definitely fascinating because she is very much a trope. She's a little girl who wants to become human and isn't human, which is interesting. So the reason we are talking so much about Jude is though because this theme has been treated like so many times in Japanese fiction and in sci-fi fiction already, that it isn't like Philia is doing anything that is especially new. What is new is that she considers like becoming human her raison d'être. That wasn't really the case with like a lot of other robot girls that I've seen who just happened to become human by developing emotions. But Philia already has emotions to begin with. Which is interesting because it leaves it more ambiguous if her emotions are actually real, as we would expect from this sort of story. Because, like, for example, when we look at Aegis from Persona 3, Aegis's emotions are very much real, and she gained them and worked for them herself. But Philia is not as clear-cut a case, because she was this way from the start. She, like, quickly, her expression was a little subdued at the start, but she quickly gained more expression. So, with Philia, we really still have to wonder, maybe all of this is just programmed, which honestly reminds me of the manga Chobits, where the big plot twist in the end was indeed that the cute robot girl's emotions were all programmed and that there was no emotion magic at work there in the end, and the protagonist decided that he was in love with her anyway. Which was also an interesting theme on this whole thing. So I wonder if Philia is Philia's character is going for something similar here. Like, it's clear that they are going for Jude will end up becoming a father figure to her. He's already kind of becoming that. So the interesting thing will be whether it actually happens this way, or if there are some twists or turns on the way that kind of go further than even what Chobits did. Wendy in the chat. She's probably meant to be very ambiguous whether she's emulating or not. I suppose this goes with what might end up being the theme of the game, what makes a human and all. Jude is portrayed as very inflexible, but given the society and his history, I think this is meant to imply everyone might be a little bit like this. Oh, absolutely, definitely. I mean, you saw what the guards did. And I can only imagine Philia will help people remember how to feel and become less cynical, I suppose. Oh, that's to say though, like, I wonder if that's where it's going, because, like, kids are kind of still kids. We saw those little girls. They were still talking like kids. They were not talking like mini adults. So, but we haven't seen enough of them yet. So, I mean, we do know that Jude has already said that he and the hotel owner, when they were 12 years old, were already out and looting on the streets. So, yeah, you might be onto something. Another thing, the hotel owner, I think I've said pretty much everything on her that I can say yet, because she relates mostly to Jude and, like, what she reveals about his upbringing. Wendy again in the chat. We saw little of the kids, though. They were parroting adults. They didn't seem to know already that couriers were dangerous, apparently. They did seem to know already that couriers were dangerous, apparently. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. The other thing that is a thing... Oh god, this is so professional! I'm continuing. Yeah, but I also still need to talk about is definitely the reaction to the wild humans. Like the wild people. We can't call them humans because this is the vocabulary that Jude uses distinctly excludes them from being humans. So if you're using Jude's vocabulary, which is Nojin, then we can't translate Nojin as wild human. We have to translate it as wild people. The thing with the wild people is they can talk. I did not expect them to be able to form whole sentences when I first heard of them earlier in, like, the first chapter. But, this guy could form sentences. Now, maybe he was just parroting something he heard people say as he observed them entering into the town. But, like, his grammar was correct. It sounded like adequate. There were words there, you know, and that makes me wonder, how do these people actually live? Because he says they were raised outside of society, but I don't think that's entirely true. I think there's just, like, wild societies outside that Jude, from his standpoint, does not accept the societies. It's like, this, Western exceptionalism. I mean, he's not Western, but you know what it is. This, like, yeah, tribes are wild, barbaric, they don't have any culture, they don't have any society, which is not true. It's just different from the society that Jude knows, and perhaps just also because the knowledge of, like, ethnography and, like, anthropology has gotten lost over the millennia. Jude just doesn't, like, accept that is a form of culture, a form of society as well. This person, this man, if like they don't actually speak this language, it's not actually Japanese, we don't know what the actual language they speak is. Maybe it's a language that doesn't exist at all. But if they really don't, the wild people don't actually speak this language. Dragon Kid in the chat, Westerns? There's a China. Oh wait, that's west of Japan. Oh, come on! So if these wild people actually do live in some sort of society that doesn't speak what we consider a language that Jude knows, that would mean that this man, just to get, like, food for his tribe, sat in front of that gate, hidden, for possibly days, observing and learning and studying what the people that got in were doing, and trying to imitate this as well as possible to get inside, which is, in my opinion, an impressive feat for somebody who doesn't understand the language. So, I do think that Jude is definitely underestimating the amount of intelligence these people have at their disposal, and I assume that will get back to that later. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about here. Do you guys have anything else that you think I should have mentioned? I'll let you guys, like, give you some time to say what I think. Wendy in the chat, nothing else comes to mind. Okay, that makes me feel good. Means I was very, very thorough. I also want to comment on the music. The music has been very fitting so far. It very much paints a picture. And this is lastly, sounds like a good summary to me. Renkin in the chat, there have to be other people out there. If a person is isolated for extremely long periods of time, not talking, the person will psychologically be unable to speak. Yeah, that's also a good point. I really wonder what we will see there. Mary in the chat, I think you covered pretty much everything I could say. Yeah, that makes me happy. So, I think we can call it a day here. No, Dragon Kid, that is a very good point to raise, really. That is a super great point to raise. I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. Anyway, I think that does it for today. I will end the stream here. You guys are great. I'm tired. I have to work tomorrow. Help! Good night, everyone. Night, night.